Hi guys, it's Saturday in Kawara Beach, and I've got a couple of things to report. Yesterday, fairly big day in that I put the feelers out for a couple of landscapers. A bit of noise there from the dog. It's what you get here, get a lot of that. One of them actually checked out the place, which was great that they'd actually, they were in Smithfield, and on their way back they decided to come here. They're actually based in Kawara Beach, so it wasn't a big ask for them. Now, a couple of things they identified, which I didn't expect, was that these particular palm trees, this one here and that one over there, can potentially be causing quite a bit of damage to the property because they're too close to the house itself, and they said that they're going to need to be removed if you want to prevent damage taking place in the future. There appears to be no damage to the house at the moment. However, this guy identified that the concrete here is lifted. You can see here that it's actually going up there. Now, I don't know whether that's the way they laid it or it's been forced up, but he was trying to say to me that things like this crack here and what have you is probably caused by the root system of these trees. It is a big tree. It is overhanging the, this particular one is overhanging the roof, so you're going to get foliage on there. That's definitely true. But he did say something when I asked him about getting this area turned into a garden bed all along here with a pathway along here. What he said, I thought was really strange, was he said that there's only about 3 different varieties of pavers available in Cairns because we don't produce them there anymore. He says that apparently pavers were actually produced locally where Bunnings is near where I used to live in. There's a couple of Bunnings in Cairns. One of them's near Cairns Central, and that's one I used to go to, that used to produce the pavers. That doesn't anymore, and they have to come from Townsville, and he claims that it's very expensive and all this sort of crap. It didn't wash with me because there's the northern supplier of raw materials, the one I went to the other day. They had a number of different types of pavers available, and they're very reasonably priced. That didn't make sense to me, so I'd bring that into question, to be quite frank. So you've got to be very careful with these people. So they gave a quote on doing drainage down here and on the left there as well, pipes going down there. And the other thing he identified is that I've got a huge rubber tree in the rear of the house, and he said that's real problems for myself, and also for neighbours, because the root system is quite extensive, and that one would also have to go as well. So that'd be another one that would be needed to be removed, and all up this would going to cost me $9,500. So we're not talking small change here. So it was a pretty high quote, and I'm going to try to get onto another landscaper based in Kawara Beach and see how we go. So that was a bit of a shock to the system. There's someone parked out in front of my place. They took the sign away yesterday, so that happened straight after the agent rang me, and so it's all official, I guess. Oh no, not coming to my place anyway. Yeah, so it's all official. Basically, the place is now mine. The real estate sign has gone. These people are visiting somewhere else, but they've parked right in front of my place for some reason. Don't know why. Anyway, so basically, that was the bad news there. I also got my first delivery of groceries via Coles. I've got to say that it all seemed reasonably okay. They didn't miss any items. That was fine. Here's the offending rubber tree, by the way. Quite a big mother. Now I'll get another quote and I'll find out what people have to say. I think I could definitely lose at least one tree down here because there's probably too much shade. So I love trees, but you know, it doesn't hurt to basically cull them out. I can see the wisdom of that. So the actual delivery of the groceries came at the end of the window. So it was between, they said, between 1 and 7, and then they updated and said between 6 and 7, and the guy turned up just about 7 o'clock. So all the stuff was delivered, only $4, which is very reasonable, and I'm going to get for less if I get it midweek next week if I do another delivery. I don't know if I've got enough stuff to actually get over the 50 mark, because this time I bought coffee and that alone was $15. So unless I buy some other big ticket type item, which is not that easy to find in supermarkets, I suppose if you get meat, it could boost it up. I might get a chook or something. I'm still a little dubious about getting colder stuff, but although I did get the pizza, that came as part of the deal, the McCain's Supreme Pizza, and that was about $5.50. So it all turned up. It's all itemised on a docket. I didn't have to sign for it. He just gave me the docket with the breakdown of the costs, and so that basically worked well. I got a call from Linda at CBA, and she's always conscientious, and she outlined the flexibility of the home loan I've got. It sounds pretty good in that what I can do is, if I've got any spare cash, what I can do is just put it into the home loan, take it off the principal, and then I can redraw it. It's quite a flexible loan. So basically, what I'm able to do is, if I've got some spare cash, which I do have at the moment because I've just sold another lot of shares, I could basically put all those funds in against the home loan, reduce my repayments by about 50% while it's sitting there, and in effect get myself, my money will in effect earn 2.7% interest, which you're just not going to get in savings. So it's a smart way of getting some value out of your dollars. I mean, I like having that facility because it's flexible. I can draw on it when I need to. For instance, if I find that there's been a dip in the share market, I can actually draw on the amount that I'm overpaid into my loan account. I'm going to get a clarification of that, but that's my understanding. So it's great, you know. Anything that gives you financial flexibility is a good thing, because it means you can maximise your returns. And I mean, if you can get in effect 2.7% by basically putting it into the housing loan, paying off the principal, and you can still redraw it if you need the money again, I think that's a brilliant idea personally. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. And I think because it's all automatic, the bank doesn't give us stuff. It doesn't cost them anything. It's all done electronically. Everything's calculated. There's no people involved. Once it's all set up, that's it. So yeah, I think it's fantastic having that facility. So I'll just get a clarification that that's how it works, because I also want to know whether, if you do that, if you say you put like 20,000 off the actual 85,000, do they then adjust, give you a notification of the readjusted payments that are required on a fortnightly basis? You pay fortnightly, they charge you the interest on a monthly basis. So that's how it works. They may not notify you, but I guess they're going to take less off because you paid so much off the principal anyway. At the moment, I'm looking at $80 a week to pay the loan, but I could slice that down to 50, for instance, by paying off a substantial amount, so about 40 grand. If I put that into the home loan, that means it's not, my expenses are cut from 80 down to about 50 or so, something like that, maybe 45. It's a substantial cut in costs anyway, so there's no way you're going to get, going to earn interest like that off your money. So it's a good way of making your money work for you. So I think it's a really smart way of doing things. So that appears to be how it works. Don't know if you saw that. That just fell off that palm tree. That's another thing, that stuff just keeps dropping. I was wondering where all these sounds were coming from, and that's what it is. It basically, you actually heard that live as it happened, so that was fortuitous. So the palm trees keep shedding all this material. So, I mean, it's not heavy, but it's It looks impressive, but I'm going to carry it with one hand, so it's not that heavy. But yeah, it's not a normal house in that respect. So there may be some wisdom to basically, you don't want that sort of crap landing on the roof, for instance. So that's the other thing you've got to take into account. Lovely tree, but I'm afraid its days may well be numbered. The one over there is fine. I think he estimated this to be about 30 years old at the age of the house. These trees have been here for some time, and I don't want. Look, I've got to prioritise. I love trees, but gee, if they're going to start basically stuffing up the foundations of the house, I'm sorry, they're going to have to be sacrificed. Anyway, what I want is shrubbery around here, something that might be a little higher than the fence. That'll provide me with a lot more privacy, also some attractive flowering plants, and get rid of the grass to a large extent. I really don't like it. Leave the pebbles can go, and I'll put some basically, again, there'll be a garden bed, and yeah, that's basically the master plan. So look, I suspect that the other guy, the other landscaper, will be cheaper. They haven't responded yet. I've actually SMS'd them as well as filled out their online forms. Sometimes those online forms are not very reliable, so it's good to basically do it like that, to actually just send them a text message. So fingers crossed they'll get back to me. Trying to get someone to do the aerial here, forget it. That seems to be impossible. No one's going to... I haven't been able to get anybody to check out the TV aerial, get that thing sorted out. The first guy, who had 5 very good reviews on Google, says he's going to contact me an hour before he's here. He's been a no-show on 2 occasions. So I've contacted another mob who supposedly responded the same day, but I haven't heard back from them. I might have to also text them just to double check that they get the message, because again, I use an online form and I don't trust those damn things. So we'll see how we go. It's a beautiful day today, absolutely stunning. I don't think I'll be getting any deliveries today. I'm still waiting on the Kmart stuff, and that's a broken up delivery now, and I don't know if they're going to deliver all the stuff I actually ordered. But they keep sending me messages, but nothing seems to be happening, so we'll see. But the big thing for me right now is really getting that, getting the landscapers involved. I wish I'd contacted landscapers earlier. And the roofing guy hasn't contacted me either. He was supposed to get on to me later this week. Geez, what's going on? Oh, that's right. They've got an inspection of the place I saw last week. That's why all the cars are out here. Just realised, yeah, there's an inspection just diagonally opposite this place. So that's what's going on. So that explains all the traffic. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock, I think, was the inspection time, and it's 11:15. There you go. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment, or whatever, and either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.